But overall, I was still very impressed. And with that, GLuck, they are still in this. The best of 7, remember. So right now, Trogg still need 2 more wins to steal away GLuck's spot. GLuck, though, they need 3.
We're just getting started, ladies and gentlemen, and with Team GLuck slowly awakening, this series proves to be, or is proving to be, a very promising one here. Of course, they need 3 more wins, 2 more for the Trogs if they finally want to make their way into the Pro Division. But yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think Varian itself was not a terrible pick. They made it work when it was supposed to work in the early mid-game. But then in the late game, with a couple of talents, a couple of questionable talent choices, in my opinion, they really just couldn't make it all the way through. So yeah, maybe going for the, like, I'm trying to imagine how this game could have gone if there was a Murden, if there was a Johanna. I don't think it would have gone necessarily much better.
No, honestly, seeing that early game, the Varian seemed to be the right choice for me. With the Rel as well, fantastic damage. The only hero I might have changed, weirdly enough, might have been Whitemane. Their out-of-fight healing was so rough, and their AoE healing in the fight was so rough due to the fact that there was so much splitting coming in, and the healing just took too long. Like, maybe you're against that much burst, but there's no way they could have seen that coming. They can't have, like, pre-picked Uther and, like, known that was coming. It wouldn't have worked. But Uther or Rhaegar or someone like that might have been a bit more effective.
And if you think about it, Whitemane is probably one of the most reactionary supports that we have. She can really make plays happen, like a Deckard, right? If you nail someone down with a nice cube, with a good scroll, Whitemane is all about buffing people and then counter healing them. But if you have someone like Zeratul or someone like Li Ming who dive in, you sometimes need to punish them. You sometimes need to shut them down. As such, Malfurion comes to mind with Twilight Dream, right? You just silence them and you render them completely useless. The Whitemane, as you said, felt a little bit unimpactful. Her healing was not enough to keep everybody safe once the Scarlet Ages ran out.
Exactly. So with that, we now are going to be preparing for game number 4. We have already been told the map, it is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen, and it's Trogg first pick. So this was a GLuck map choice. That's interesting, considering we already knew, and by their own admission, Trogg's strongest point is their team fighting.
Yeah, so unless Team GLuck has a little something up their sleeves and they prepared like a special draft or a special strategy, this is not necessarily the map we would have expected for the obvious reasons that you just mentioned. Team fighting wise, Team Trogg, despite losing map here right now in Volskaya, looks a little stronger. Medivh is probably going to get banned. It's one of the greatest maps for him. I wonder what we're going to see here from Team GLuck. And Maiev, by the way, for the first time bested. She won both games that she was involved in earlier.
Yeah.
This time, Team GLuck shut her down.
Very true indeed. But now, we are heading into Tomb of the Spider Queen. This is interesting because game number 1, GLuck got kind of dominated. Game number 2, a little bit closer. Game number 3, GLuck win. Is this just an upward turn? Do they feel they have figured out Trogg already? Can they keep this up? Let's find out with Trogg, the first pick, first ban.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you didn't catch it, it is Tomb of the Spider Queen for map number 4. Diablo gets banned immediately, and I like that choice. It's like Diablo felt like a real problem there for Team Trogg. They had very little tank shredding. Diablo could do almost whatever he wanted to do. And even the anti-healing provided by Varian wasn't enough to stop him from just, you know, wreaking havoc in the backline. And Tomb is a very good map for him. If you think it was easy to accumulate souls on Dragon Shower or Volskaya, well, Tomb, the distance between lanes is even shorter, and there's also a couple of nasty walls to shadow charge people into near the turn-in points.
Exactly. We do, however, see the consistent ban onto the Medivh. As we've already mentioned, there's so little to say about this, and you also said previously very effectively just how much of a big deal the Medivh used to be on this map in particular.
The question is, are we going to see another Maiev? It's once again getting let through. Both teams have had their strong moments with it, but they go for the counterpart of Varian, if you will, the Garrosh, immediately. The Horde, former Horde leader. A very strong pick on Tomb, I feel, because there's many hidden angles where you can break the enemy team's formation and just combo them in, preferably near the turn-in points, where sometimes a cheeky Garrosh can intercept people going from mid to top or top to mid and just throw them into the backline.
Going to be seeing the Deckard Kane coming in once again. It's the first time Garage has actually been let through. He's been banned every other game previously. So cool to see him actually making it in this time. Decken and Hanzo, though, that's pretty decent map control. Just pick a lane and dominate it.
Decker Kane proving to be, like, I've said it before and I will say it again, Tyrande is all the hype right now, right? She's all the hotness. And for good reason. I think she's a really good support. But Decker Kane brings something to the table that very few supports can do. And that is anti-healing, that is strong teamfight control with an abundance of crowd control effects, and 2 very strong and competitive heroic abilities. Whereas with Tyrande, she does have all those things as well, but a little later, I feel like, especially the AoE healing with Shadowstalk. We rarely see Starfall, comes in a little bit later, but of course what Tyrande has is that combo potential with someone like ETC, someone like Muradin. So yeah, it's still a good ban, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. But the question is, which one's going to come out on top here with Maiev and Garrosh together with Blaze? They have so much crowd control. They're... what is the ban for Trogg here? They can obviously remove a tank. So like you've already mentioned Muradin. Tyrael, though, they are a bit afraid of GLuck's Tyrael. Bearing in mind, GLuck's Tyrael is 0-8 right now after the game earlier.
Oh, man. Yeah, you wonder why they would even try to ban it when GLuck hasn't had any success with it. I think it's a little bit easier to make Tyrael work on this map, though, because a lot of people limit Tyrael to just, you know, the Sanctification.
Yeah.
But he buffs minions with his shields quite well. So pushing lanes, preventing the enemies from getting to the turn-in points that way is very important.
It is, but can they make something out of this with ETC on the board? Let's count the crowd control, Groundbreaker, Wrecking Ball, the Tether, potential for the Warden's Cage, and of course the thrusters coming in from Blaze, and now Silence from Sukov, and the Wave of Force from Li Ming. This could be a stage dive game coming in right now.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be Siceman for the Trucks to play Li Ming right now, and if he's popping off on that hero like he was with the Hanzo before, then I can already smell a lot of danger for Team GLuck here. But they themselves, of course, know how to play against it. They just use it so well. So they need another damage dealer. Maybe a Rainer should be safe against the Li Ming, has his own self-heal. But speaking of self-healing, Tetcher, the Thrall comes in.
Indeed, self-sustain.
It's going to be a 4-man Thrall, isn't it?
It should be, yeah. This is a smaller map, but there's minions all the time, so I doubt it'll be a Crash Lightning.
Yeah.
It could be, but I doubt it. But either way, it should be pretty good to see the Thrall coming in here. Like I said, self-sustain is always welcome. Potential Sundering disengage against the Maiev, especially, and against the Garrosh. I can see it. There's a good, decent amount of setup there, of course, for EVTC does go mosh pit, and if not, Earthquake plus Stage Dive can actually be a pretty decent combo.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, is that Thrall pick going to work? Is Green Jesus going to carry GLuck to another victory, tying the score 2-2? Or is Trox going to be only 1 game away from match point? Tomb of the Spider Queen is our next map, so let's see how it's going to unfold. On the left-hand side, we're giving this intro a little bit of a go here. Looking good, though. After all, we don't want to take any of its glory. But yeah, now on the left-hand side, we see Team Trogg in the blues, and their counterpart from the Pro Division trying to defend their HGC Korea spot. It is GLuck in red.
And like we said, Trogg picking up at level 1. We are going to see that extra the Spine Launcher coming in here for the Stukov. Very interesting. Keeps him a little safer from ETC, though. And the new habits coming in for Blaze.
All right, here we go. It's a good Hanzo map, but I'm starting to get a little worried here for Team GLuck. I'm not sure if their damage is going to be enough here. True, they have a lot of CC, but if the CC is not on point, if they can't keep a target locked in for long enough, I'm not sure if a Hanzo and Thrall will be enough to kill anyone here. Same can be said about Trogg, though. Only Li Ming in the range department and 2 very beefy frontliners at that.
A lot of damage already being dropped onto Mice in here, with also Siceman taking some damage, but he's able to stay alive. Backs up to the rest of his team, keeps himself up for the moment.
Siceman, by the way, not as we suggested on the Li Ming, but on the Maiev this time around. So it is Angel Wing who is going to be the team's ranged assassin. Really cool to see Rockstar, by the way, running around with Siceman to not get tethered back into the backline. It's a cool move. It's very similar, like when I see Mephisto, which we haven't seen at all today, by the way, unlike yesterday. So Mephisto and Maiev, you sometimes need to run with them instead of away from them because the Lightning Nova or the Tether is sooner or later going to catch you otherwise.
Seeing Roxer taking a bit of damage. Tether, they pull him into the silence. And he's able to, oh, never mind. Great groundbreaker. Isaac picks up the kill.
Li Ming continues to get those kills, and this time on the side of Team Trogg. However, they're not going to get away without losing at least one member, and that is Blaze. He falls victim here. Nice connection onto Overlord here. Li Ming's accuracy, Angel Wing doing a fantastic job so far.
But if that GLuck are starting to shake already in this early game. They do hit level 3 first, though, but you can see their rotations are so much more erratic than Trogg's, who Trogg's are very clean in their group up, although Angel Wing, quick teleport away. He looked like he might have been in a little bit of trouble, but does stay alive. But they're moving in for ganks a lot more efficiently, whereas GLuck seems to be almost random at times.
Right. Now, one of the key elements to be successful on Tomb of the Spider Queen, of course, is wave clear. And right now, I see GLuck with a little bit of an advantage in that department, because Hanzo is sooner or later going to get really powerful. Meissen, speaking of which, is now surrounded and sandwiched by 3 members at the same time by Team Trogg. A nice pick-off here, and that definitely gives them a little bit more control over the lanes back.
Knocked back by Roxer, keeping himself safe from Isaac, who is, of course, trying to chase someone down, but unable to find anyone this time.
I love what Trogg is doing there as well. They get the kill on Thrall, and immediately the person that is carrying the most gems is paying those things in, because if you lose gems in the early game, it can be a crippling factor. You can never know how long it's going to take you to get those, and especially with Hanzo here that can very well interrupt those turn-ins consecutively with long range. You really want to get those gems in as early as possible. Indomitable on Garrosh needs to stay safe. Your Seisman in trouble.
He gets dropped down. Nice kill. Overlord giving chase once again, looking for more. But Isaac is the one taking the most damage. He's already got 35 armor on him thanks to his trait. He will be able to stay alive pretty easily.
And the problem here for Team Trogg, I think, was that Team GLuck was just faster. You know, Irel left the bottom lane much faster than Blaze. She could be an aiding factor to lock down that kill, whereas Blaze was a little bit too slow to help out here. Overlord is going to pay those 13 gems, much appreciated. Combined, they now have 26, and if GLuck actually gets this first turn in, they're going to be in a mighty good position.
See, a couple gems have already been turned in for both teams. Knocked back onto Roxer, but he's able to power slide away. Even with the Blaze double stun, though, they're trying to turn it round, looking for Ryzen, but the Scroll of Sealing prevents a lot of the chase, but good knock up. And they were able to get Ryzen, but here comes KCB. Can they turn this round? No. Quick knock away says absolutely not.
Garrosh might have lost the duel to Thrall in World of Warcraft, but he's certainly reigning supreme in this game up to this point. Meissen over and over gets caught by the former war chief there and doesn't really have the tankiness, doesn't really have the mobility to escape those vicious attempts by Team Trogg. So once again, how much can they get done now while Thrall is still dead and recovering? Only now does he come back to lane. 13 gems to 26.
See the turn-in happening. Angel Wing. Scatter Arrow says nope. Even so does the Rider Q, but Overlord gets tossed in. Natural Agility lets him disengage with the grace of ease, but they're buying some time. Li Ming beginning to turn in, but Angel Wing in fact turns around and looks for the kill instead, as they thought they had a target. But GLuck, all of them able to escape here.
All right. 31. It's getting a little close here. They have the healing fountain, so everybody's going to be replenished in mana and health as well. They're closing the gaps here. They're closing the entrances here, so Team GLuck cannot interfere. 43. 7 more is what they need. Let's see who actually has enough. Angel Wing does. So Li Ming forces now onto a ETC, gets thrown back into the silence and drops dangerously low. Roxer needs to pull back immediately.
Angel Wing dropping so low, he's able to teleport away and survive. Needs to avoid any Thrall lightning, but somehow both teams able to survive here. Question, Mr. Kendrick, what is that Yrel level 7?
That is, I think, called Samara's Light. I'm not so sure. It's the movement speed, however. It's the movement speed talent. The more health you have, the speedier you're going to be. Let me actually double check what the exact name is. It's not a very common
Light. You got it.
There we go.
And you can see right now a little bit of extra movement. People finally slowing down here, not just due to Stuko, but also due to losing a fair amount of health. But like you said, it is, while above 50 health, gain 15% movement speed. Cool.
It's not really something we're used to seeing because the other talents are just super useful, but Garrosh overstaying his welcome here, and that could be a catastrophe because they now pay all of their gems. Seisman, can he interrupt? Yes, he can. Only once, though. Now he's not brave anymore, and they also guard the other turn-in point. Irel's so smart, and that is going to be the first turn-in, I believe. Oh, never mind. Irel actually is carrying 15 herself.
Yeah, Irel has the majority of the gems. 9 available for ETC, 11 on Myson. Interrupt again. No one's guarding bot right now, but all the people with gems are hovering around here. Trogg holding on to this. Even Jackpot looking to turn it off his own, which of course will be enough for them
Irel
too
the bottom,
if they can
though.
do so. She
Irel the
sneaks
bottom.
it in. No one's interrupting. That's it.
Oh, that was... And these are the moments, Tetra, I think, in which you can see the experience of an HGC team. You know, realizing when it is time to let go and when not to brawl and poke and skirmish, but when it is time to be sneaky and turn in. So, well played by Team GLuck. Not only do they get the first turn in, but they also establish themselves a solid experience lead.
That they do. Looking good here, but now we're seeing Garrosh taking a little bit of damage. He's fine for the moment. And in comes Seisman, tether onto Roxer, trying to get something pre-10 just in case Moshpit comes up. But Roxer saying absolutely not. He's got reinforcements. He's having to just charge at Maiev because what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? It's true. Without level 10, there's only so much you can do. You can only try to weaken those web weavers as fast as you can here. The bottom lane taking some crippling damage, so is the top lane. They found Myson here isolatedly, but he was safely hidden within those minions, so Garrosh couldn't land the toss in time.
With that, no kills acquired. Moshpit was still picked up. It's so risky against this much CC. Thrall, he's holding for the moment. Either of his sounds will work fine here. Sunring is, of course, more immediate. He might be waiting to see what Irel picks.
Yeah, and they need to get level 10 here for Li Ming too. They need the wave of force. Gets immediately interrupted. Level 10 just hit in time. Garrosh, he's so dangerously low. The vision is obstructed, but Hanzo still with an eagle eye shot gets the kill.
Nice, Dragon Arrow interrupting the wraparound and turning it into a kill. Quick move there. Containment disc activated last second just cursed onto Decade Kane. As we see GLuck starting onto the boss and Trogg. They're looking pretty rough right now. Great move from Overlord to get that turnaround play.
Okay, Trogg had 2 opportunities here, I feel like. They could have prevented the boss maybe by just following their opponents, because they should have anticipated that Hanzo is such a fast boss clear, so maybe they should have scoured it out. But it would have been a little bit of a risk 4 versus 5. Alternatively, they get the safer option, right? They pay while the opponents were busy occupying the boss. So they now have web weavers against the boss, which ultimately I think is a good trade overall, because the web weavers pressure 3 lanes, the boss only pressures 1. Let's see, are they not going to defend this boss at all? I think they maybe should have sent 1. Let's see how much damage you can get.
Yeah, it's going to do damage to tier 2s here. The web weaver's holding back the minion wave, so their minion wave will begin to accumulate, and the range minions will ping in damage, of course. But they are looking for experience here. Earthquake being dropped. Myson getting focused down here with Decade Cade inside the containment disc, but Myson is just tanking through this. Look at that. There's no damage to him. Easily defended.
Yeah, with that Earthquake, of course, you have additional self-sustain because every tiny damage tick fills up your train and gives you self-healing. So very well done by Myson. However, look at the structural damage. Middle fort falls. Bottom is probably going to be the next point of contention.
They're going to try. Top web weaver's pretty low as well, but they probably won't be able to rotate up there in time. Instead, they're looking for KCB. Now, which basically is going to jump right into Isaac. Immediate ardent defender, though. Taunt, knock up. Good massive shove onto Roxer, but Roxer, remember, has the mosh pit. This is a risky position, especially with Jackpot getting completely isolated here.
Oh, the anti-healing on Garrosh is so good. They even catch him in the mosh pit, and they take him out as well. Make it a double kill against Seisman. No way he gets out of that pinch.
Wow.
Angel Wing might be the next one to fall. GLuck is on a rampage, and they demolish Team Trogg yet again.
Now Wishing completely isolated as well. He tries to stutter step instead of running away. 1v4, he goes down as well. And with that, GLuck with a 2-level lead are looking strong, moving in to take another fort.
Buy gems, by the way. It's, you know, not really much left here in the pockets of Team Trogg's. They have a lot of gemstones hidden in their mines, but not in the Spider Queen's tomb, unfortunately. All right. If you look at the damage numbers here, by the way, Tetra, look at Hanzo. Did I see that correctly? Was that 69,000? Or was that the siege damage?
I think it was.
Because
either way, he's doing crazy amount of
Yeah.
damage. He's definitely been wrecking in the siege damage territory, as he is basically his team's best wave there with that explosive arrow.
so sick. And the main damage dealer on the side of Team Trogg up to this point is Maiev, outshining Li Ming. As much as it hurts me to say, Angel Wing is not getting a whole lot of value right now. And it's really hard for him to get that value because there's so many melee heroes, right? Consistently intercepting the arcane orbs, the magic missiles. They don't have those skinny Petes in the backline that can really pop.
A little bit of chase in, coming in, massive shove onto ETC, not really gaining anything from it. Interesting move there.
Alright, that is a pretty scary push, and the wave gears aren't even there yet. I think Team GLuck is using those mercenaries as a distraction to buy enough time to turn all things in here. KCB on the URL, there we go. He was the final gem deliverer. Let's take a look at the state of the lanes here. Bottom is pretty pushed out for Team Trogg. That's good for them. Middle is pretty even. Top is pretty even. So I don't think it's going to be a disastrous key push, but still a dangerous push nonetheless. And I think all those forts are going to go.
I think you might be right. The top lane should be defended, as this will be the priority for Trogg. They should be able to protect their keeps there. The lanes are already halfway up, so they're not even that pushed. So a fair amount of Web Weaver health will just go down via the ticking health that the Web Weaver does have. But reactions have to be made. Right now, Jackpot is able to clean this up pretty much solo with thanks to those Incinerator Gauntlets.
Yep, alright. All the heroics are ready for Team Trogg. That's the good thing. They drop a preemptive massive shove. They don't want Roxu to lock anyone down. Mycen takes a little bit of damage, but their team composition is just so tanky, man. Thrall with all that selfing that he has now thanks to his 13, the Frostworld Resilience, the Ancestral Wrath, ETC with a Proc Rock completed there as well. How are they gonna, how are they gonna get a kill? How are they gonna punch through?
Need to find their opportunity here. Garrosh needs probably Maiev to set up for him, here due to his lack of mobility, no deep, no movement speed, nothing. And definitely, Li Ming needs to save her freaking expulsion zone, not expulsion zone, her wave of force for the mosh pit, because burning it in the fight last time was a mistake.
I think so too, and I'm also going to question the containment disc here, Tetcher. I'm not sure that if you don't go for this double isolation style, that just shutting down one target will give you enough momentum in a team fight. Imagine the Warden's Cage, though, on the other hand. Maybe you could have prevented someone from running away from Li Ming. Maybe you could have prevented someone from actually, you know, messing up with your combos. So I think here in this game, I would have preferred the Warden's Cage over the disc.
Well, in this case, like you say, the disc has not shown the effectiveness I'm sure they would like, but there's still time.
There's still time.
As they have level 15, there's still a talent behind their opponents, though. There's how far ahead, another Web Weaver wave for GLuck. They get the containment disc onto Thrall, but the positioning of ETC is enough to dissuade them. Dragon Arrow lands, but I don't think this is going to get anything. Nice use of new habits. Li Ming into the fray gets the save.
Oh, into the fray was a golden save here because that damage from Decker Kane with the Scroll of the Stone Curse, level 16, just hit her with the tip of the triangle. So that was a really scary moment for Angel Wing, and still hasn't fully recovered on that Li Ming. Still, the HP is looking very grim.
Saw the virulent reaction there being used, trying to lock down Rox there, but this is definitely going to be a keep going down. Trogg, they're so cautious about fighting for good reasons. Still a talent down. They've burnt 2 heroics trying to escape that last engage.
Yeah, okay, so they didn't have Blaze. He was pushing, soaking, and defending in the middle, which is great because the keep is now still standing. They only lost 1 keep instead of 2 this way. So good job, but now they really need to realize that boss is going to be the next point of contention for Team GLuck. They still have the Hanzo, which is great at PvE damage. They don't have enough gems, so there's no way Team GLuck will try to get anything of that sort. So if Trogg doesn't go for this boss, then I don't know what's wrong with them. They pay. Okay, never mind, sorry. They pay themselves. That's a good choice.
Yeah, they're going to get some counter push here. This Web Weaver, they've already used it to defend the boss once. It's going to help clear catapults. And this is where they can, in theory, attempt a tier 2 of their own, because they have 2 lanes open in terms of taking down the force already. But look at this push from GLuck. They don't want anything to do with this.
This game could be ended by the boss here right now, and I think Team Trogg realizes this. So they're going to have some shoving, they're going to have some relief on the other lanes, but they need to really need to put their full attention and focus onto this top lane. The boss hasn't even been touched yet. It is so scary. It's scaling quite well after 16 minutes. So can they halt it? Can they shut this down? This is looking so dangerous. Team GLuck could win this game here.
They're just running it in indomitable. The taunt, three-man taunt coming in from Garrosh. He gets it, the monkey healing himself alive, but the healing is good. Moshpit interrupted with the massive shove, but Sizeman is already taken down. Boss down to half health. The bunker getting popped here, but everyone stays alive for the moment. Isaac getting dropped low. The health bars are still held with Maya gone. Li Ming needs one kill to begin the reset train, trying to chase down someone, but the other defender keeps it alive. Boss finally going to get finished off by Li Ming, but the core goes down before the boss even does, and that brings the score to a 2-2.
Wow, it looked so good in the initial moments of that team fight, right? If only they had gotten that one kill, Li Ming would have popped off. The strongest defending hero at a core if she gets those resets, but they didn't get it. GLuck was able to successfully stall it out, and they took this very calm and very collected.
The three-man taunt
that was
into
good.
0 kills. It was so close, but the boss getting in the way of so many of those arcade missiles just completely shut down that counter engage. And once again, you've got to wonder, would Warden's Cage have made that a lot easier?
A Warden's Cage in that moment, and Li Ming would have gotten the kill 100%, because you could see how far they ran away. ETC was actually shoved out of the picture too by the Stuka, which was a good move. So they had this moment without the main tank protecting and peeling for the backline. Yeah, Containment Disc, it was used earlier in a really unfortunate moment. Got no value on Thrall. They couldn't grab those kills with it. So Team Trogg, for the first time, looking mighty shaky and very much inferior to Team GLuck. Team GLuck really have found the rhythm now to counter that heavy aggression.
And, well, are they going to be able to keep it up? GLuck, they are now 2 games away. Like we said, it's a best of 7. We have at maximum 3 games left. Yeah, we're 4 games in, so maximum 3 games left. Minimum 2. No matter what, we have at least 2 games left, ladies and gentlemen. Which team will take that HGC Korean Pro Division spot? Which team will be sent down to the Open Division? We were looking at a Trogg victory 2 games ago, but GLuck, they have come out swinging in the last 2 series.
Honestly, after watching those first 2 games, I thought, okay, it could become a 4-0, maybe a 4-1 in favor of Team Trogg. But the way Team GLuck is presenting themselves right now, the cleanness in their execution, the patience they have, and the strong drafts too, I'm not so sure anymore, ladies and gentlemen. So stay tuned. After a short break, we'll be back to find out who's going to advance to the Pro Division or who goes back to the Open.